Hi guys, welcome to the video. Here we go. Expedition 8 Polestar. Let's crack it open and see what it's all about. We're going to be doing freighter-based missions by looks of it. It's nice not to start on a planet. I'm quite refreshed with the fact we're not going to have to fix up our ship or anything like that. So we're taking this bad boy on a journey through the stars, reach the rendezvous points. We're going to obviously be completing milestones like we normally do. We're going to be doing this one out of order. Normally I do the phases as separate videos, but this is such a small expedition and literally everything works so well if you do it in this order. I took a couple of hours out last night to do it, and like I say, a lot of them are going to be freighter based, but as you can see there's a couple that we're going to have to do on planets and things like that. There's going to be a bit of money that we're going to have to spend, but again, if we do them out of order, the expedition actually provides everything that you need. I think I only had to do a bit of chlorine farming later on just to get the freighters sorted, and that was it. But even then, I could have sold a lot of the stuff that I had on me and just done it that way around. But here we go. We're going to start off by talking to this guy. Here we go. So we need to access the ship's log, and he's going to give a little bit of the story. Don't want to ruin it too much. It's not a massive story this time round, but it was a pretty cool little story telling like why these guys are running about, they're looking for the rest of the race and stuff like that. And yeah, that kicks us off with our first one. So that's log 1, emergency. That's done. If we open up that straight away and we take the rewards that come from it, it's going to give us the bits that we need to do the next one. So as you can see, it's give us inventory slots, salvage frigate modules, wiring looms and cargo bulkheads. So we can use the wiring looms and the other bits and bobs that we've got on our freighter. Once we've applied this augmentation, we can then go on to the second milestone, which is going to be all hands on deck, repair vital freighter systems. So we're going to do that now. So you see, that's pinging. It needs us chromatic metal, it needs gold, and it needs wiring looms. So there you go, nice and easy. That's the second one pinged. And while we're here, we can actually, once we've pinged this next badge, and we've got it for all hands on deck, the rewards that we claim, we're going to get some more antimatter, so we're going to be able to fix up our warp engines straight away as well, because we're going to need those. The freighter is the thing that you're going to be using to travel between systems. So there you can go, 2 antimatter, starship launch fuel and some repair kits. We're going to be taking advantage of those repair kits because they're quite handy. I'll show you what I mean. So once we've got it all in, we can nip back into the menu, we can go over to our hyperdrive. Like I say, we've got the antimatter and we've got the chromatic metal, but we haven't got the housing. So if we use a repair kit, we can actually fix that housing without needing to make that product. And there you go, back online. We've got a warp cell, so we'll pop that in there, and that's it. Freighter's ready to go warp, and we can start looking at the third badge. The third badge is called Planet Side, and it requires us to land on a planet. So let's nip out here and let's go get our ship, which we're not going to have to fix up, which we're not going to have to run around on a planet for to do anything. Although I did notice when you first see it, it's on fire. Yeah, so don't worry about that, it still works. So I'll take you down to the planet where I want you to start, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so here we go. We're going to want to head down to this caustic planet first before we go anywhere else, because it's got ancient bones on it. And we're going to need the ancient bones. We can dig them out using our terrain manipulator, and then we can sell them at space stations, and they're going to get us a lot of money. So if you want to forego sort of having to wait and grab the money as you go along, you could literally spend half an hour on this first planet. You could pick up a couple of full inventories worth of this stuff and just ferry it back to the space station, and you can easily make a few million, which is going to sort you out for everything you need. So here we go, we've landed on the planet right in the middle of a bush and that has pinged the milestone Planet Side. So we're going to pop in there now and see what rewards we get for it. One thing we are going to do though, while we're on this planet, we'll just ping these rewards, we are going to scan every single plant, rock, animal that we can come across, because we are going to have to collect so many animals, so many plants and so many rocks scanned. And you might as well do them in the first 2 systems. I think I managed to get the plants and the rocks done in the first system, and then the animals I managed to pick it up by the time I got to the 3rd planet on the second system, which was pretty good. But we'll just pop these rewards in. As you can see, we got ourselves a a bit of hazard protection and stuff like that. And it has also pinged the refiner room as well, which we're going to need for the next milestone. So I shall get on scanning everything on this planet, which is also going to give you units as well, guys, which is a really cheap and easy way of picking up a lot of units, especially if you scan animals, because they can be worth quite a bit. So we'll crack on with that, and we'll see you in a sec. Here we go. Look, I just wanted to show you just before we left this planet, that's what you're looking for, natural burial site. It's going to be a yellow triangle or shield shape on there, and you're just going to need your terrain manipulator, which you can open up inside your weapons tab. You'll need a bit of dihydrogen to fix it and a carbon nanotube. You can grab some carbon and some dihydrogen from around the surrounding area like you do. And there you go, look, intriguing skeletal fragments. You're going to pick up loads of things like this, and they're going to make you a lot of money. So while you're on this first planet, grab your dihydrogen, grab a bit of carbon, grab your ancient bones, scan everything that you can, and you'll be on your way. Make sure that you scan all the animals as well on this planet, because if you go into your discoveries tab, you're going to be able to get 1,000 nanite bonus for finding all 4 creatures on the planet. It's 1,000 nanites straight away in the game. You're going to need them later on. Okay, so I've flown over to the second planet now after scanning everything on there, and once I've scanned this mineral, it will ping the badge for me, Prospector, analysed 15 new minerals. So that's first system within the first 2 planets. Get that one out of the way, and we'll see what rewards it gives us. Right, so we're going to get some salvage frigate modules, some supreme scanning system upgrades, and some salvage data, which you can sell that salvage data if you want. It's worth quite a bit. So there you go, that's the next one done. Okay, so here we are on the 3rd planet in this system that we visited. Again, we've done all the scanning like we were, and we've unlocked the engine of life, documenting 20 new plants. So we'll just go ahead and ping that and see what rewards it gives us. So already we've picked up quite a few badges from other rewards, which have unlocked items for us that we didn't have, that are going to benefit us really on in the game. So I think this actual expedition is definitely worth doing out of order. I mean, that's double cultivation chamber plans, supreme scanning module upgrades, and powerful mining beams. So it's like things that you can be doing with straight away. So I'll pop that in there, and as you can see, that's going to help us out loads. It'll give us more money when we're actually scanning things, which is good because we're going to need a lot of units and stuff later on. So all these little bits you can do to help you out. So we'll pop that in, and then we'll move on to the next one. Right, once we've left that planet, nip to the space station, sell all of the ancient bones that you've collected, and any other bits that you don't want to keep. You hang on, pick up some sodium if it's there, pick up some chlorine or some salt if it's there, pick up a little bit of ferrite dust, oxygen as well, grab that as well if it's there, because these are base elements that you can do with, and it saves you nipping down to the planets. But yeah, make sure you've sold all your bones at this point, and that's going to give you quite a bit of money. Right, so with the money that you've made off the bones, you're going to be able to have a chat with one of the guys that lands in the space station, and you're going to be able to afford to buy a ship. So if you buy this ship now, and then all you need to do is make sure it's your main ship, and then we're going to go over and scrap it, and we're going to get rid of everything that we need inside of it, sell it all off, we'll get loads of units back, and it's also going to ping a badge for us. So if you head up here, and you need to head to the ship scrapper, which is at the top of these stairs and just on your left there, you see it? And then all we do is we scrap this baby. Claim scrap worth 1,175,000 units. So we're pretty much getting all the money back that we've spent on it, bar a few. We'll get rid of that, and it's going to ping the badge for us. So there we go, that's the badge for recycling. Process the starship into salvage. You can actually just grab a navigation chart, go down and find a ship that's busted up already and fix it up, because you're going to need to do that later on. But I wanted to get this badge pinged straight away because of some of the rewards that you get for it, and it makes it a little bit easier to do what you're doing. So all you do is once you've sold it, once you've scrapped it, head back over to your terminal, and you need to sell all the parts for it, and that's going to give you loads of money back. So here we go. So we've got the subatomic regulators, thermal panels, handful of cogs, useful springs. I think that's about it. Look, let's give us like 2.5 million units again. So we're laughing. So there we go. Jump back in our ship and crack on. So yeah, what I did before I left was I grabbed some ion batteries, some life support gel, some wiring looms, some sodium, some oxygen, a little bit of ferrite and some uranium. And that's what I grabbed before I left this station, so that we've got a nice healthy bit and we won't have to land on planets and do all that mining and stuff like that, so we can crack on a bit faster. Right, we're back on our freighter and we're going to be doing the next couple of badges. So we just need to make a couple of dihydrogen jelly, which we should have picked up enough of dihydrogen on the planets to do that. And we need to install this refiner room. Let's go a nice shade of blue. I like blue. So there we go. Once we've installed that, that's going to ping the next badge for us, which is the well-oiled machine for installing a refiner room. And now we've got that, we can open up the rewards and see what it's going to give us. It should also, once you open this well-oiled machine up, it's going to give you some plans for a storage room. And it's going to give you warp hypercore. Now don't use up that warp hypercore, save it, because you're going to need it later on. And you just don't want to be running around in anomaly missions and trying to get storm crystals and stuff like that. So like I say, it's give us some storage room plans as well. We're going to need to build a storage room because that's going to ping another badge, nice and easy. So we'll just colour that the same because I'm a bit OCD. And there we go, that's going to ping the next badge for us, supercargo. Now just before I ping supercargo, you can actually go over to your storage room thing now, and all the stuff that you've been gathering in your exosuit that's probably weighing you down and taking up some slots, you can actually dump it in there now because you've got a nice big fat cargo hold. So take advantage of it, guys. Right, there we go, we've done all that. So we'll ping supercargo, and that's going to give us the interstellar scanner. We need a bit of chromatic metal and some magnetized ferrite. And then that's the next thing we need to build. While we're here, actually, we also need to ping the badge that we got, don't we, for scrapping that ship, I do believe. So let's just get that one up and let's ping that one. There we go, recycling. So let's give us some movement upgrades. A lost artifact, which is going to be worth a lot of money. You can sell that. That's going to help towards funding your frigate fleet later on. So there we go, we've done those two. Just before we leave our freighter, what I want to do, and what I suggest you do, is build a fleet command room. Build one of these. And again, I don't know why I have to keep making sure that the colours are right, it just winds me up. So yeah, build one of those, leg it over to your table, and you need to go into your upgrade bit, into your base parts and upgrades, and then you need to buy frigate fuel. You should have plenty of salvage data left over. And then once you've bought that, you can head over to Boid. You're just going to have to make some. You've got it unlocked now. So if you head into your X menu, look, dihydrogen and that, you can sort that out. You've built one. You only need one because you've only got one frigate at the moment. There is a trick later on that I'm going to show you to get this badge pinged really quickly so that you don't have to wait for all of these frigate missions to come in. But while we're just jazzing away and getting some of the early missions done, we might as well send this hour one off. It's going to bring back some units, it's going to bring back some bits we can possibly sell and things like that, so it's always worth adding to the pot. So right, that one's sent off and that one's done, so we can move on to the next badge. That's going to require us to jump into warp, and we're going to move on to the next system. So this is the first system that we're in. We're now leaving it, following the expedition route, and we're going to go to the second system. As you can see, the rendezvous point's about 4 systems away. Don't skip the systems, make sure you visit every single one. Right, so there we go. We have successfully warped to a new system for the first time in this freighter. And that is going to ping the next badge that we want when that comes up. There we go, engage engines. We went interstellar for the first time in our freighter. So there we go, that's that badge. We'll just unlock that and see what it's going to give us. Okay, let's give us the warp hypercore plans, salvage hyperdrive upgrade, and an amplified warp shielding. So that's going to kit you out nicely if you want to continue this save afterwards. See what I mean? Keep your warp hypercore, because it's the only 2 ways to get them is if you go to the anomaly to do some missions to see if you can grab one luckily there, or you're going to have to find storm crystals. You can fuel your freighter using warp cells, and they're a lot easier. So please keep hold of that warp drive, that warp hypercore. You're gonna need it, guys. So the next thing we have to do is we need to do Galactic catalog, which is install this scanner. So as you can see, I've nipped down to the planet, and I'm just mining out some magnetized ferrite. There's a lovely paradise planet you can do this on in this system. We'll do this magnetized ferrite, and also while you're at it, you can grab some copper. If you're lucky enough to have stocked up on the base materials, you can refine this down in your freighter and not even have to go anywhere. But for those that might be a little bit short, don't worry too much, there is a nice planet you can get it on. So once we've pinged all three, that's going to give us our next badge. We'll just let that ride. There we go, Galactic catalog, installed the interstellar scanner. Milestone complete. Let's see what we get for it. Right, here we go, let's ping it. There we go. Ooh, look at that, 2048 nanites, powerful movement system, and some pulse engine upgrades. Those nanites are going to come in handy for buying your squadron later on. So here we go. We shall now nip out to the rings of this planet that are in this system. You could have done this in the first system, I forgot to do it, but don't worry too much if you miss it. Best place to find asteroid fields is in the rings of planets. So if you miss the first system, don't worry too much. Shoot the asteroids in this ring of this planet, and that is going to ping the next badge for you, because you're going to have to destroy 50 of them. So once you've destroyed 50, you'll get Stardust, and then you can open up that one. So we'll just ping that and see what it is. Here we go. So that's given us liquid sun, oxygen, starship storage augmentations. So you can always use that to make starship bigger if you need to. Don't think you're really going to need those bits, so you can probably sell them. But there's this paradise planet here that I want you to go to, guys, in this system. It's a water planet, and it's going to mean that you can grab some of these crystal sulfites that are under the water, and also some salt and stuff. Now when you come to grab the crystal sulfide, because you're going to need it later on, just be wary that these things are like geothermal vents. So as soon as you get near them like that, you're going to trigger them. So just keep an arm's distance from them and let them go off. And then that way you're not going to take any damage in your suit. I'd say grab about 6 or 9 of these. And then while you're down here, if you can grab chlorine, great, grab it as much as you want, as much as you can carry. And also if you can grab salt, that's great, because you can refine those both into you can refine salt into chlorine, and then you can use the oxygen trick with the chlorine, and then you can make loads of money. So don't worry too much if you're not made enough money for your frigates and stuff like that. You're going to be laughing. Don't forget to scan your animals, and then once you've done all that, move on to your next system, and we will see you all in a sec. Right, so let's just warp out of here. And now we're in the next system, and what we can do is we can visit the space station, we can do any bits that we need to do, and we can also collect any bits and bobs that we need to if we want to. Like I say, all this additional storage that we got from the last one, we can pop that in there. That gives us an extra space and everything like that. One thing I'm going to do actually is, I suggest you guys do it as well, is you should have enough on you to get the Galactic trade room. So if you can get the Galactic trade room, then what you can do is you don't have to fly to the space station to check to see what they've got in their trade. You can just do it straight from the freighter. So every jump from now on will be able to do that. So build yourself one of those. Microprocessors, you can buy them at the space station, and also you can buy some copper if you need to make some more chromatic metal, and that's going to let you unlock that. Saves you having to get off your freighter every time you jump out of warp. You can do it all in freighter, and you can make it a lot quicker to get the expedition done. Right, so once we've done that, go down to the planet that's got the ocean on it, because there's lots of life in this ocean, and it's going to mean you're going to get to ping the last badge, A Life Beneath the Sky, which is discover 25 new species. I found it best to do it on this planet as well, because if you haven't quite collected enough chlorine or enough salt to do the chlorine trick later on, if you're running out of money, this is another chance for you to grab it all. So there you go, that's that one pinged, and we've got a few more. So here we go. One thing you need to do while you're in this system is visit the cartographer, pick up some navigation data, which you should be able to find some laying around in the space station that you're in, exchange it for specific charts. Now you're going to want to pick up one that's a distress signal. Now you get them from emergency cartographic data, and it's got to be that one there that you just saw me pick up. I was lucky, I got it first time, but if you don't get it first time, what I suggest you do is jump in your ship, make an autosave, and then ping it, see what it's given you. If it's not the right one, then reload the autosave until you get the one that I'm telling you to get here, which is, as you can see, we're just going to ping it, and it is the distress signal detected. You can jump in and out of your ship and autosave as much as you like till you get that. Saves you having to buy loads of charts. So once we've pinged the distress signal, we need to jump back in our ship, we need to fly over to the planet that it's on, and we need to go check it out, fix the ship, and then once we've claimed and fixed the ship, that's going to unlock another badge for us, and we're a bit closer. So here we go, land on the planet, and there you can see it, absolutely knackered, needs fixing up, so we need to enter it first, claim it. So you can see here, I'm not going to compare it with the one I've got, but we're just going to claim it. It's the pulse engines and the launch thrusters that we're going to need to fix. So there we go, claim the ship, now it's ours. It's not going to ping the badge just by claiming it. You are going to have to fix it. So once you've done that, we'll nip back inside and see what it wants. So it needs pure ferrite and dihydrogen jelly to get that working. Dihydrogen jelly you can make easy enough if you've got some dihydrogen. If not, go pick up some dihydrogen in the planet and make it. And then what we can do is we can just nip outside the ship and we can get a portable refiner out and we can just fix the rest of it. So we'll get on with that. Here we go, look, portable refiner, and we'll take some of the ferrite that we've got, there it is, and we'll refine that down. We don't need a lot, I think we only need about 50, so it should do us, yeah, 52 will do us. So we'll refine that down to pure ferrite, lob that in with the dihydrogen that we've just done, and that'll fix those, and then that's that part of it fixed. And then we'll move on to the next bit in a minute. I think it only needs metal plating and something else, so we'll just bang that in there. So that's them done, launch thrusters done, and then the next thing to do, we'll just jump back in and do a quick auto save. It's going to tell us what else we need to fix. So we've got a hermetic seal. We picked one of those up at a space station actually, but they're dead easy to make. I think you can make them with carbon nano. No, actually, tell a lie, it's actually in your build menu. You can make it, you just might have to refine something for it. But if you've been a bit crafty, pick one up at the space station if you don't want to buy one. Metal plating, hermetic seal, job's a good one. Pulse engines fixed, pop out of there, ping badge, reclamation, restore a crashed ship. You can tie that in if you want. You can take this ship that you've fixed and then you can fly this up to the space station and scrap it, and then you can do it that way. I just wanted to ping the badge early on for scrapping a ship so that I could crack on with getting a few other bits early on. And there you go, it's give you some aeration membranes, water jets and supreme life support upgrades. Not really anything handy because we're going to be building a submarine later on, so I'm not too bothered about stuff like this. Again, if you want to, sell them for nanites. But there you go, we'll just get rid of that portable refiner and we'll get on our way. We'll jump back in our original ship actually. I don't really want to I don't want to fly that wreck about. That wreck will automatically go back into your freighter, you see. You can leave it there on the planet and jump back in the ship that you've been on. Okay, so done all that, jump back on your freighter, head off to the final place that we need to get to Rendezvous 1, and then we'll be finishing phase 1 nice and easy. We've pinged a lot of badges that we needed to in the rest of them as well. So there you go, just make sure Rendezvous 1 is activated. We'll nip down to our ship and we'll fly down to it. And there you go, as you see, it's the crashed freighter just near the Rendezvous 1 marker place. Once you get over there, that's going to ping it, and that's going to finish off the rest of the phase for us. Make sure you do grab as much as you can before you get to this point, because like I say, there's lots of badges that you can get that are going to sort you out with so much tech and so many bits and bobs, things that you can sell, units and everything like that. If you do the badges from the later on ones, then you're going to get loads of stuff. It's going to kickstart this nice and easy. So there we go, we've reached Rendezvous 1. That's that milestone done. And then that should also be phase 1 done. There you go, we've got our Pilgrim poster, Polestar poster and heavy shipping poster plans. So now we've got all that, we can leave this bit and we can crack on with the next bit. Right, so remember that ship that we fixed? We just took it out of our freighter and we flew it over here because it's actually worth $1 million. So we might as well get rid of it. It's an extra $1 million in our pockets. So do that before you set off. Sell all the bits and bobs that you've got for it and it's going to put you down. It's going to, I mean, look, I've got about nearly 6 million in the bank, so that's a good chunk. Plus it's also going to make it a lot easier to get to this milestone, which is earn 9 million units. So there we go, that's another milestone pinged. You should have got there by now with everything that you've been selling and stuff like that. So if not, don't worry too much. You can always do the chlorine trick, like I told you. Get some chlorine, get some oxygen, refine them both down together, it'll give you loads of money. Right, so we've done all that. We need to take off and we need to crack on with the next bit. So it's back to your freighter, back to your table, warp to the next system, and then when you get to the next system, you're going to be able to open up the next bit. You're going to be able to read the next log. So now we've landed in this system, bear with it a second, head over to your captain first thing, and have a chat with him, and then he's going to let you read the next part of the story. So here we go. Now then, boss. I thought that said Admiral Chakotay then. So the freighter's master stands at ease awaiting instructions. Let's access that ship's log. Right, here we go. So we've arrived in this system. The computer tells us it's been over a decade since we left. Perhaps it's right. Tiredness is all consuming. We struggle to keep memories fresh. Don't sound like they're having a very good time, do they? There is at least rhythm to life again with the captain awake, but where are we going? Once more into the black, once more to disappointment. They are a cheerful bunch, this lot, aren't they? But it's unlocked log 2, which is into the black, and we got that from reading the second log, so we can ping that milestone and we can grab the goodies that it gives us. So what we got? Orbital exocraft material, ISA plans, wiring looms, and yellow paint freighter customization. It's really lobbing those paint customizations at you, isn't it? Alright, here we go. So we're going to have to, one thing we're going to have to do is install a Galactic trade room, which you use your salvage frigate modules to do that. And that's going to ping the badge home comforts. You can do that just after you've pinged that badge. And then, like I say, if you hadn't done it already from what I was saying before, there you can see it pings a badge and it also gives you one of these, so you don't have to run to space stations every 5 minutes. I forgot to mention the badge earlier, but yeah, there you go. That's pinged that badge, and that's put us one step closer to where we need to be. But look, everything that's going to be on that space station is now in here. Okay, so once you've done that, you need to head out somewhere on your freighter, and you need to build this room here, which is the exocraft materializer, and that's going to ping the next badge for you, drop protocol. So we'll open that up and then we'll see what that badge gives us. You're going to need that because you're going to need it for your exocrafts later on, I surmise, although I didn't really use it. I just called in my exocraft when I needed it. But it does give you the Nautilon chamber plans, which you're going to need because you need to use your Nautilon for a couple of freighters that you're going to land on. And again, you see that crystal sulfide that you're going to need for it, and the salt. If you've already got those straight away, that's great. If not, don't worry too much, because the freighters that you're going to be landing on are on ocean planets, so if it just means a little bit of excavating just to get what you need, then you're all good and dusted. Okay, so we've gone down to a planet in this system that's got water on it. We've got the crystal sulfide from earlier that we collected. We've got the salt that we collected from earlier. Again, like I say, don't worry too much, because look, there's an ocean in front of you. You can grab all the materials you need. And once we've got deep enough, this is going to green state, and it's going to allow us to drop it. So as soon as we've dropped it, it's going to give us the Nautilon, and then we're going to be able to take this bad boy, and we're going to be able to go find some rendezvous points with it. But it won't ping the badge until you get in it, so you've got to get in it and you've got to try and move about a bit. And as soon as you do that, it's going to ping freedom of the seas, deployed the Nautilon, milestone complete. Don't forget as well, once you've just pinged this badge and got the rewards for it, don't forget to turn around, go back into your build menu, go into delete menu and delete the pad. It's going to give you all the resources back that you used to make it. Keep those resources. You can drop that pad whenever you want to, and you're going to be laughing. But I suppose with the exocraft thing up in your ship as well, you can just call them from your ship if your freighter's in the right place. But I didn't see the sense in doing it, since as we had that way around. So there you go, that's one down, another one to go. We'll just ping that badge and see what it gives us. So it's give us Supreme Submarine Dive upgrade, Significant Nautilon Cannon upgrade, Aquatic Treasure, we can sell that, get a load of nanites. Chuck them on our Nautilon so that it's going to move a bit quicker, because we are going to have to go a bit deep to find the next two freighters that are underwater. So any manoeuvrability or anything that we can use to go a bit faster is going to help us. So we've not left the planet that we were on. All we've done is flown round to the other side where the rendezvous point was, and as you can see, this is why you need your submarine, because it's going to be an abandoned freighter underwater, and it is quite deep. You can do it without the submarine, but this just makes it easier, especially if you have to land quite far away from it on land and get there. So there you go, that's Rendezvous 2, all done and dusted. We'll ping that, and then we can move on to the next badge. So that's given us teleport chamber plans, 3,333 nanites, some salvage frigate modules, and whatever else that was, but the main thing we wanted was the nanites and the teleport chamber. So there we go. Oh yeah, it was suit upgrades, look, so a couple more slots for your suit. Nanites we're going to need later on, because we're going to need them for our squadron. We should have built up a healthy amount of nanites actually by now, so we'll check that out in a minute. Right, so we're back up on our freighter. We've used the space station to grab an amino chamber and some antimatter. We already had plenty of silver because we need to install this teleport chamber. I literally go to the space station and there'll be amino chambers there. If it's not in this space station, it will have been in one of the space stations on your way. So if you've got your, if you've been to go into all the space stations like you should have, you can teleport between space stations and grab what you need, as long as you make note of where you are. And there you go. Let's ping that next badge across infinity. It's given us technology room expansion plans, construction specialist room plans, and advanced mining laser plans. Not too much to do with that badge, but it's an extra room in it for those that want to keep it going. So there we go, nice and done. And once we've done that, come over to your little plant growing room and pop in the double cultivation chamber, because that's going to let you unlock the air that we breathe, and that's going to finish off expedition phase 2, which is going to give you the high gravity freighter trail. So we can ping those 2 badges and we can see what rewards we get. Here we go. So we got biological room expansion plans, nutrition room plans, and a collection of plantable seeds. So it really is setting you up if you want to carry this on. Saves you having to go through the main save and grab all this yourself and pay for it, I suppose. So thank you, Hello Games, for that. Those that are just starting can have a right good head start. And then we'll just ping the last badge, which is for the phase. Notice there is an extra hospitality additional one there. Now, to do that, you're going to have to meet up with a mate online who's also playing the expedition and go visit their freighter. It is literally going to give you 5 million units and something else that's pretty cool. I didn't really check it out, but for those that don't want to do the slog with saving up the money to get the frigates, get your send a mate, get your hospitality badge done. Okay, so once we've done that, we'll just ping log 3 homesick, and we are going to jump all of them now right to the next rendezvous point. That's optional. You guys want to go through it system by system, that's fine, absolutely cool, but at this stage got pretty much everything that we need and we can just crack on with it. So I'm going to head straight to rendezvous 3 and I'm going to ping that out. So here we go, we've arrived at rendezvous 3. Again, it's at the bottom of a blooming ocean. We'll unlock that and then we'll see what rewards we get for it. We can fly back to our ship after that and we can read the log. I don't know why I did it in the opposite order. I just did it in the opposite order this time round. Oh, that was right. Got our stellar extractor room plans, 3,333 nanites again. That's why I did it, because I hadn't quite collected the right amount of nanites that I needed to unlock all the squadron members. So I should have enough now to do it. So we'll head up to our freighter and we'll get the log undone. Right, so here we go. Chat to this guy. Freighter master's at ease. Everything seems to be going a little bit better. We've arrived in this system. The ship's is a poor imitation of a planet. Even the best ship, you begin to see it for what it is, a vast metal skeleton. We miss the warmth earth, the embrace of the soil, the soft changing light to dark. The stars are beautiful, but they are cold and unyielding. It is no life to float endlessly through this existence. No life, but it is life. This lot's starting to get me down a little bit. There we go. Homesick, that one pinged. So we'll see what rewards we get for it. Here we go. We got decorative base part set, turquoise paint freighter customization. So again, not really anything that we need. But while we're here, the reason we went down to that planet first was to get these stellar extractor plans. So we installed the stellar extractor in our room, in our freighter, and that's going to ping power and industry, which is another milestone they want. Stellar extractors are alright. While you're parked up in somewhere, they're going to gather chromatic metal for you and other various elements. So they're not too bad, but they're not really necessary for this. We'll ping the badge. It gives us scanner room plans, industrial room expansion plans, and appearance modifier room plans. Again, nothing we desperately need, but by this point we should have collected most of the hardest badges to get, which are the ones you need to gather resources for. So we're pretty much banging through to the end here now. Okay, so once we've done that, we need to head around this side. I'd already unlocked 2 of these, but if you've saved up all your nanites from since we started to now, and you've unlocked the badges in this order, you'll have enough nanites to do this. Unlock the first 3 of these, don't bother with the 4th one at all. You need those 3 slots open so that then you can go down to a space station and you can pretty much recruit 3 squadron pilots, and once you've done that, that's going to ping another badge. So we'll go do that now. Right, so we've bought 2 already. This is the 3rd guy. This is how you do it. Go into chat to him, recruit light form to squadron, recruit pilot, and that is it. You're done. So get 3 of them, you get wing commander. So we'll ping that, and then we'll see what rewards it gives us, see if there's anything useful that we can take advantage of. There we go. So it's going to give us Supreme Pulse Engine upgrades, Launch Thruster upgrades, and Starship Shield upgrades. So there you go, yeah. I mean, that'll come in handy later on, actually, because we're going to have to take out some pirates. I like to get my squadron first before I take the pirates out, because it makes it easier. And once you've got your squadron, head back up to your freighter, because you are going to have to install, where is it, the scanner room. So lob this in anywhere you like. Don't know where to put it, there or there. There's probably better, isn't it? Yeah. And then once you've installed that, that's going to give you Farseer, which is what you need, the milestone that you're going to get for installing a scanner room. And then we can open up that milestone and see what rewards it gets us. And I think, to be honest, Galactic Trade Room plans, freighter, glass corridor plans, reinforced window plans. So yeah, it's just more tech for your freighter. There you go, look, Galactic Trade Rooms and bits like that. So you would have got that anyway, it's just I pinged it early on just so that we could get on with it. I think it's a better idea to ping it than it is to wait for it. This is the system that you can start buying frigates in as well. You should have amassed enough money by now. So all you need to do is follow the purple squares on your radar in your ship. They're going to bring you to freighters, and that's going to let you buy these frigates. So if you go for C-class, they should be alright. So we're just going to do a quick pit stop as well while we're here. So at this stage in the expedition, you should have all these badges. You should have a few pirates to shoot down, a few frigates to collect, and you should have a few frigate missions to go, and everything else really should be just hitting rendezvous points and reading logs. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the warp, and we're going to go into the next system, check out to see if there's any frigates there that we can buy, and we're going to move through those systems as we do it to the rendezvous system. So whilst you're flying through these systems and you're looking for recruitable frigates, if you start running out of money, grab some of the salt that you had been collecting on these water planets, if you did what I said, and grab loads of salt. And what you can do is you can refine salt into chlorine, and in these refiners, once you've got it to chlorine, you can actually add oxygen to it, and it's going to massively increase the yield that you get of chlorine from it. Chlorine is worth a lot of money, so every time you jump, check your exchange on your ship, see if you can buy some oxygen, see if you can buy some salt, even if you can buy some chlorine. Keep refining it like that, because the more of it you collect, if you are struggling for units at this point to buy your frigates, this is going to give you all the money that you need, and you can do it as you're moving through the systems. Another thing you can be doing while you're moving through these systems is hopping out to the space stations and going to the mission agents and seeing whether or not they have any of these hunt low-level pirates, because that's going to get up your pirate badge that you need. I think you need to kill like 15 pirates or something, or engage with 15 pirates in space battles. So that's going to do that as well. So as you're moving through these systems, like I say, you want to be collecting these missions, you want to be refining any chlorine that you might need to get the frigates that you need, and you want to be collecting frigates. And if you do this along the home stretch to the last couple of rendezvous points, you're going to be laughing. Okay, so we're where we need to be in Rendezvous system. We've arrived. As we cross another sector boundary, we permit ourselves to reflect on our very first departure. Home turned against us. We learned what it could not. Its molten core slowly looks like they lost their planet, these guys. That's why they're all adrift in space. So the refugees. Cool, cool, cool. Right, lost a lot of pods on the way, did they? So that's going to ping log 4, no going back. So we can unlock that and see what we're going to get for it. Here we go. So we've got powerful underwater oxygen upgrade, life support gel, green paint. So really nothing again that we need. Again, good if you're keeping the save. If not, don't worry about it. Just crack on to the next one. So here we go. We've finally made it to the next rendezvous point. Same system, just had to go down to the planet. This was a really long way to go, so you really do need that Nautilon, because I had to park so far away from this. But once you've done it, you're going to unlock Expedition Phase 4. Now I know we've still got Phase 3 to go because we've got a couple of bits to do on there, but that's Phase 4 out the way. We'll ping these badges again, loads of nanites, some inventory sorts, multi-fuel expansions, cargo bulkheads, things like that. So that set us up nicely. We'll get a couple of exosuit upgrades out of it, and we can crack on with the next lot. So we'll just ping Phase 4. And then there you go, Fleet Commander's cape. That cape looks awesome. I've checked that out on my legacy save already. Absolutely spot on. I actually like it more than the whale song cloak. Very cool cloak. Thank you, Hello Games. So that's it. That's Rendezvous 4. We can move on now to the next one. Okay, so I mentioned this earlier about expeditions, because you're going to have to send all your frigates out on expeditions. And some of them a really long time to wait. So what I would suggest you do is, I haven't quite collected all the frigates that I need. Next couple of jumps I'll probably grab all of them. But what I suggest you do is, once you've got all the frigates that you need, if you want to send them all out on missions like I just have, like try and send like one at once, keep the fuel down and everything like that. But you're going to see them here like this. You can actually recall them, so you don't have to wait for the time to finish. If you abort the expedition and then you go back into it, and then you need to chat to him and debrief the commander, that's going to count as you sending it out. So all you need to do is make sure that you've sent them out. Once you've sent them out, it doesn't matter, they don't need to go out for the time that they said. It'll cut days off this, absolute days off it, because some of them are like 22 hours and things like that. And who wants to wait that long? We want to get to the expedition, we want to get the rewards done. So yeah, make sure that you recall them all as soon as you've sent them out. Unless you want the rewards and stuff, but if you do that, look, you're going to get called by the stars, completed 8 fleet expeditions, and you can do that within 20 minutes. Saves you having to wait days for it. So we'll just go down to that one, and we'll unlock that. So we've only got 3 more pirates to kill as well. So we're well on our way to doing this. And once we've killed those 3 pirates, it literally is the last of Phase 5, and then we are done and dusted, guys. Okay, so I've just collected my last frigate, and that's given me mission control. I've got a fleet of 8 now, and then that's that badge done. We can ping that. I think I'm about 2 systems away from where I need to be for Rendezvous 5. So yeah, pretty cool. We got that done nice and easy. That's given us some fleet fuel. It's also given us a fleet mining unit and a terrifying sample which we can sell and get loads of money for. So that's that one done. And we've warped all the way over to the last system that we need to be in for Rendezvous. We're going to ping the log, see what this guy says. So access the ship's log. There we go, arrived in the Kariash system. So we set sail, we still search. There's an infinity of worlds, but there is only one home. We're scattered, we're not destroyed. The others are out there somewhere. Each warp, each scan, each signal analysed. The odds are low, but they are not. Whatever that said. But that's going to give us the final log. There you go, that's Horizons. And that's the story side of it complete. All we need to do is go down to the Rendezvous, and we need to unlock these pirates still. So we'll just ping that one. And that's give us some salvage hyperdrive upgrades and a homeworld repeater, which we're going to have to make, and then we're going to have to activate, and that's going to come in handy in a minute. So what we'll do is we'll just get these ships done, and then we'll crack on with the rest of them, and then we're done. Okay, so if you're struggling to find the last pirates that you need to find, come to the anomaly, hang out at this nexus, and wait for one of the pirate missions to come through. Because once one of the pirate missions comes through, you're going to be able to go and do it. Now, I'm not going to need to kill all these pirates. I only need to kill 3 more and I'm done. But we'll bang this out and then we've got that badge done. Okay, so we've defeated those pirates and we've got Galactic Defender. And once we've nipped back to the anomaly, oh, Expedition 8 Phase 3 is complete, look. Once we nip back to the anomaly and hand that mission in, we can unlock these 2 milestones and we will see what kind of stuff we've got. To be honest, I don't think we're really interested much in what we've got now. There's not much more we're going to need apart from a few bits to finish off this last expedition. So as you can see, weapon blueprints, salvage fleet beacons, it's stuff for your big save now that you're going to be getting. Not saves you having to unlock all that technology and everything. But Phase 3 is going to give us navigational archive plans, flaming barrel plans and data display unit plans. 3 very awesome things to put on your base. So once you've done that, we're in the last system. So naturally we're going to head to Rendezvous 5. Rendezvous 5 is just offshore. So you're not actually technically going to need your Nautilon for this. You can just swim down to it. It just saves you having to whip it out and mess about like that. Like I say, the last one was the big one that you're going to need your Nautilon for. This one is just below the surface. So once we dip our heads underwater, we're going to activate Rendezvous 5. And then we're going to be able to move on to the last couple of badges that we've got. And then that's this expedition finished. So there you go, Rendezvous 5, reach the final rendezvous. So we'll just ping that one and we'll see what rewards we get for it. Loads more nanites, salvage frigate modules, inventory slot, or multi-tool expansion slots and cargo bulkheads. Absolutely brilliant if you're carrying the save on. So here we go. Let's see what's next. So once we've done that, we've crafted what we needed to craft and we're going out to have a look at what this life raft's all about. So it's pretty cool. It didn't ping in properly for me, so you're not going to be able to see it to start with. It's a huge ship, interstellar life draft drifting slowly through the cataclysm. There's no reply when we try to get hold of it. We cycle a few channels searching for life. Eventually there is a sign in the static. Gravity divided us and gravity will unite us. There is a path. The message repeats, looping mindlessly. This was their final broadcast. Alongside the words, the message appears to contain plans for some sort of drive. We don't know what fate befell the life raft or how long far they've made it. This was the thing that kept them going. I'm not sure what to tell the crew. This is the crew's people. They've lost them all, unfortunately, by the sounds of it. But it means that we can complete the deep sleep milestone, which is going to give us a singularity engine wormhole propulsion drive. You can see why I told you to keep that warp hypercore now and to stock up on those crystal sulfides. So we're going to need a little bit of ionized cobalt, are we? And then that's going to mean we can build this drive on our ship and we can do the very final milestone. So here we go, we'll just get that. That's give us the plans and now we can build it. Don't think I've got any ionized cobalt, but like I say, we can always nip off and we can always grab some out of the exchange that we've got on our ship. So we'll just do that now. We'll nip up here and we'll head over to our exchange and we'll see if there's got any cobalt. Hopefully they will have. Like I say, if not, just cycle back to a system that had some. So there you go, plenty of cobalt in this system, so you don't have to worry too much. Nip over to this refiner, bang it in there, make some ionized cobalt, unlock this singularity drive, pop all 3 in, and then let's go talk to El Capitano and see what the crack is. So here we go, once we've installed all that, every other milestone's done now. This is the last thing to do. Talk to the Admiral, and we are going to engage the singularity engine. So we're going to create a wormhole inside our ship and travel through it. That's pretty cool. It does look bloody awesome as well, doesn't it? Look at that. That's fantastic. Right, so we're just about to come out of warp. And that's it, boys and girls. That is every single one done. We'll just wait for the last one to ping. And then we'll unlock them. And then that is the expedition finished. 484,000 miles. Superluminal. travelled via wormhole. Expedition 8 Phase 5, the Seeker Polestar Expedition decor plans, Expedition banner, customisation, reward, the big reward for this expedition, which I'm sure everyone was really excited about. We've got a companion egg, the child of Helios. If you remember, Helios is that giant jellyfish that we saw in space. So we'll just ping the last couple of these. We'll warp shielding plans, warp computer plans, salvage hyperdrive modules, everything that we're going to need if we want to carry on this save afterwards. But yeah, it's been alright this expedition, pretty quick. Try and do it in the order that I've done it in and you shouldn't have too many problems. Like I say, if you find yourself struggling for money, use the chlorine trick that I showed you. You're never going to run out of money. Don't forget, every space station that you go to, check the walls for nanites, make sure that the tables haven't got any cubes on them for nanites or anything like that. All the things that you unlock should give you enough nanites to do what you're doing. Don't worry too much if you're a couple of badges behind, it'll catch up easy. But like I say, that's the end of the expedition. Any problems that you have got, guys, jump on the comments, let us know, because obviously I'll try to answer as many as possible. And if anything comes up, let us know, and hopefully you won't have any too troubles, because like I say, I did that in about 4.5 hours, but I was messing about a lot. So there's a lot of things I did in the second system that you guys can do, but don't forget, as long as you can make money, you're alright on this. But enjoy it, guys. I hope you have a good expedition as I have, and I'll see you soon. Hi guys, if you enjoyed this video and you want to show us some support, please consider hitting the like and the subscribe button, and then you can keep up to date with what's going on the channel in the future. If you want, you can hit up the button and become a member as well. We also have links to our Discord and our Patreon and a merch store down below in the description if you want to check that out. But thank you all very much for the support so far. You keep watching them, we'll keep making them. Goodbye.